Hello, everyone. Welcome to Inside Atomic Modular Systems. This is our sixth session that we do, focus on modular systems. I'm going to give it like 30 more seconds, and then we'll get started. All righty, I think that's pretty good. We have 25 people here, so thank you so much, everyone that joined us today. Let's get this going. Today's presentation is called Design That Delivers. I will be your presenter today. My name is Ivan Echevarria-Campos. I am an account manager for ATOMIC's Modular System. I am based out of our Las Vegas warehouse and offices. I've been with Atomic around 2 years now. Prior to that, I was doing project management in a lot of different industries, but mostly in construction, and that translated very well for my new title over here. That's it about me. Let's move over to modular systems. So I already said modular systems like 4 times probably. So in case you're new to us and you're wondering what that is, here is Atomic's definition. Basically, it's a collection, it's our catalog of rentable scenic elements that you can mix and match to create your preferred visual impact to your event, show, concert, meetings, whatever that might be. We have a pretty big catalog, and everything mixes and matches, and you can customize it to whatever you prefer. In case you missed it, we have, like I said in the beginning, this is our number 6. We've had 5 of these already. They are on our YouTube channel. I suggest that you go watch them. All these have been focused on our modular systems, from the very basics of how to build a backdrop or columns, how to customize it, to the endless possibilities that you can create with all these pieces. If you have been with us for a while, then you know how customizable this system is. If you're new, these are extremely beneficial. I suggest that you go watch them. Even if you've been with us for a long time, you might be surprised to what you learn when you watch those. Today's presentation is not going to be focused so much on the product, but more on a service that we do offer for the modular systems that I think it's a bit underrated. We don't talk enough about it, and it's extremely beneficial in a lot of cases. And that is our design services for the modular systems. We have 3 tiers of design services for our modular systems. It starts with our entry-level diagram, then we have our rendering, and then we have our set design. How this presentation is going to be laid out, it's 3 tiers. I'm going to talk about each one, and then if you guys have any questions at the end of each one, you can let me know if you have a question for diagram, rendering, or set design, whatever that might be. My amazing colleague here, Gary, is our helper for today, so he'll be helping me with these questions. All right. So before we get into the details of each one, I just want to let everybody know that to receive the first deck of this, the first version of these, we request 5 business days. And that is 5 business days from the time that you give us all the necessary information to create these drawings for you, these renderings for you, this set design for you. I had to say that first because my designers are closely watching. So it was very important for me to start with that. All right, so moving on. So we have our entry-level diagram. The diagram is free as long as we have the capacity and you know what you want, you have selected your product, we will do one of these for you at no cost. You will need to provide all these things here listed on the left-hand side. And then on return, after the 5 business days, you will receive everything that's listed here on the right-hand side. You would let us know what product you're using, how you're using it, for us to draw something like this image here. It's a white model diagram. There's no lighting. They will be basic dimensions. And if you have a graphic that you're using for custom panels, we can put that in there as well. This works very well when you know exactly what you want and maybe you just need a visual. So to provide peace of mind either to yourself or to whoever the end client might be, this works very well on those occasions. I'm going to give you an example of what this looks like. So you will get a PDF file, a deck that looks like this. It only shows the product itself. Like we said, there's no lighting, there's no stage, there's nothing like that here. You'll just see the product that you chose, the configuration that you chose, and some basic dimensions that we put in here for you. In this occasion, we put a person here so that you can compare the heights. This is how this particular one looked as a diagram. And then this is what it looked like on real life. So pretty accurate, a good example of a drawing and then seeing it on real life. I believe that is it for diagram. So does anybody have any questions in regards to our diagrams? Looking here just in case. Nothing, Gary, huh? Awesome. I'm doing an excellent job. All righty, so let's move forward to our next tier, and that is our renderings. So our renderings have a cost of $750. That's the fee for the rendering. We will need from you everything that's listed here on the left, and you will receive what's listed here on the right. Basically, you would still let us know what you want and the configuration that you want. Maybe you had a diagram and it's just not enough for your client. You need a better visual of it. Maybe you need to see your product hit with your lighting color scheme. Maybe you need to see it in a stage. Maybe you need to add some chairs for a better visual representation of how this will actually look on your show. You would provide us with same things as the diagram, the product that you want, the configuration that you want. In this instance, though, we will need a little bit more info if you want to include your stage. We will need dimensions for that. If you want chairs, what kind of furniture you want in there. And then you would receive a package, a PDF file, and it will be all color. It will be full color renderings, and you also get angle shots of this. So you also get to see how it looks from each side instead of just being, you know, a one-dimensional look. If you have a custom panel that you would like to incorporate in your rendering, we could also do that. I'm gonna go ahead and show you an example. Let's say you came to us and you knew that you wanted, you know, these many rows of our product at these heights. You also knew that you wanted to incorporate this graphic of where your screens were going to be at. But all that is not covered by a diagram. So you would need a rendering. And this is what we would do for you. As you can see here, you have our product. We can put the screens in there. We also have a graphic for this particular customer. Our product plus the lighting and a stage with lights, all this. So this is an example of one, and this is how it turned out in real life. So when you're showing your client, if especially those clients that are very visual, if you're showing your client this, and then the result is this, that's pretty accurate. So for those clients that are more visual, they can't really, you might show them a picture that I provided or a peer or one of my peers provided, and it's just not enough to convince them. Maybe a rendering would do the job, and that's what we use it the most for. Any questions in regards to our renderings?
Yeah, we got one question in the Q&A there from Eddie Ortiz. Will we be able to get from you the files so we can add these parts to our own renders? I shared in the Q&A a link to our design files. So folks, if you're on here, go to the Q&A section, click that link, and you can download our design files. Now, Ivan, is there anything you want to add to that? It's your presentation, buddy.
Thanks so much, Gary. Gary pretty much handled that one. We do have digital files of all of our products. So if you needed those, we can get those to you. Thank you so much for that question. Any other questions? All righty. Okay, so let's move forward to our final tier, and that is set design. So for set design, the fee would be 20% of your rental product or a minimum fee of $1,500. While this is, our most expensive option, I think the value here is incredible because what's not listed here is that, you would get the rendering, you would get everything that you get in comparison to our previous offer. But for this one, we take over the creative process for you. So you would get an account manager just like myself in combination with our super duper talented designers. You should see some of the things that our design team comes up with, and they have full knowledge of our product catalog and everything that our product can do. We would meet with you, same as before. We need everything that's listed here on the left, and then you would get, me in combination with a designer, and we would come up with looks for you. If you give us a theme, a budget, maybe a couple of products that you're looking at, of course, we would need dimensions from you, any kind of drawings that you have of the venue. If you have a rigging plot for hung scenery, dates, all that helpful good stuff. And then I would meet with you and a designer, and we would execute on the creative process for you. So this one is a lot more relaxed on your end. If you're a new client and you can't seem to wrap your head around this, we would help you determine and come up with looks for your event. We also understand a lot of you have an in-house design team, but maybe a show came up and you are at full capacity. We do have these services to help you out in those instances where maybe you are at capacity or a last minute show came by and you just don't have the time to come up with any looks. We do have this offering for you. You would get the same package PDF file with a couple of looks for you, or one look, whatever that decision might be. And then from there, we work with you. Let me show you an example real quick. So this client came up to us and, you know, they let us take over the creative process while they dealt with the many other things that you got to deal with when you're managing an event like this. This is what we came up with, and this is how it came out. Any questions in regards to our set design?
We have one question here in the Q&A from Juan Vasquez about the structure, whether it needs to support or standing for install. I'm going to reply to that in the Q&A along with a link to our catalog. He also asked what kind of material it's made of, which I'll put in the Q&A as well. But if you want to speak to how the structure needs support or standing, you know, 'cause you're seeing a lot of different product here in these designs, and I'll reply in the Q&A there.
Thank you so much for that question. Gary will send you some information. And also, like I said in the beginning, we've had presentations on all that. So if you want to go to our YouTube and watch some of our previous presentations, you will find a lot of information on those questions that you just asked. Thank you so much for the question. All righty. So I just want to talk a little bit about terms. Just in case you're wondering. So for our diagram, if we have the capacity, we'll create it for you. There is no cost on that one. As long as you figure out what you want and you give us all that info, we would take those 5 business days and create one for you so that you have a visual for what you're getting. The other two for which there is a fee, these is how that fee would break down into. Let's say you're doing a rendering. We have the 2 options here. For one fee, which we mentioned for the rendering was $750. You could do one of these 2. You could go with 1 look and then up to 3 revisions as you need them. You might need them, you might not need them. And then for the option number 2, you might have 2 looks that you want a rendering creative for. We could do that. We could do the 2 looks. And then from there, you would select 1 look and then do 2 revisions if they are needed. Same for the set design. We can just focus on 1 look based on the information and preferences and theme and color scheme and everything that you provide. And we can stick to that look and do 3 revisions. Our option number 2 is we do the 1 fee and then we create from scratch 2 looks for you. And then we select 1 of those looks and we can do up to 2 revisions if the revisions are needed. I think this is also a good time to pause and maybe see if we have any questions. I know the terms can be maybe a little bit confusing, so if anybody has any questions about that, you can let me know. Anything in the Q&A, Gary?
Now we're clear, man.
All right. Awesome. All righty. So last but not least, this is some of the remaining terms. Not as exciting. We don't offer the services for stuff under 1,000 of product. We would need to add the tax, labor, and etc. V is for versions. And then these renderings are visual. They're not in construction. We wouldn't build off of these, but these are very good visual representations of what you will be getting, as you can see in the pictures from rendering to real life. Alrighty, I just wanted to go over those.
Hey, any other questions here in the Q&A here, Ivan? You ready for this one?
Yeah, go for it, man.
If we need more than 2 revisions, is there an extra charge?
Very, very good question. I was prepared for this one. So, our stance here in ATOMIC is we're here to help you, because the more shows, the better for you, the better for us, and we all collaborate with each other. So it depends. Truly, we would discuss with you how big of a change is this? Is this a change that my design team can execute, using Vectorworks in, half an hour? Then fine, we would do that change for you. There's no many instances in where that would be an issue. However, if you wanted a whole new thing from scratch, then yeah, we would discuss with you and figure out what the cost would be for the additional revisions. Good question, though.
There's another question from Rachel Finn, but Rachel said it's better if she can talk.
Go ahead, Rachel.
My question is, what if a client comes and they know, okay, I want 5 columns, they know they want 5 columns, and they know they want a super wall. They're not sure how maybe high they want the columns, maybe about the height of the wall, but that's what they know. Could that be under the 750? Does that work that way, or how does that work?
Yeah, I could see that working under the 750 rendering. If you know everything and you just don't know your height, you can work with me or one of my peers to figure out at least an approximate height. And with the rendering, you get revisions. So if the height that you selected, we would just pick one height so that you could see it on your rendering. If it turns out that that height is just not what you wanted, then we have those revisions to take care of that. Good question, though. Thank you. I'm looking at the Q&A one more time. Alrighty. Seems like we're good there.
We just got another one there. Yeah. You must have just closed it, from Francine. Is there a showroom in Atlanta, Georgia?
I'm not exact. I know we have a location in Atlanta. I'm not sure if we do. I'm not sure if it's a showroom location, but I could definitely find out for you and reach out back to you on that. Any other questions? All righty, perfect. So up next, this is my peer, Senior Account Manager, Brendan O'Donnell. Watch out for his upcoming presentation in July 2025. It would be focused around color options. So keep an eye out on your email for Brendan's presentation. If you're not receiving our emails, you can scan this QR code and you will get a notification of not just Brendan's awesome presentation that he's gonna do, but also Atomic news, any new product that we're coming up with, or events, or anything Atomic related, you would get an email there. That is it for me. Thank you so much to everyone that joined. Here's my info. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We will be here. Me or any of my peers will happily help you out. Again, thanks for joining, and we'll see you on the next one.